especially SEO, since it is a growing industry in the Philippines, and this hasn't been really, in the digital sense, optimized enough with our peers, right? Am I right? Okay, so just a little head count to see how many people we have over here. How many are actually SEO specialists? Okay, so we have like three, four, maybe five. How about digital marketers? Aspiring digital marketers. Just will learn stuff. Okay, so you are at the right place. This is, of course, for free. We have food and we have shots, and this is where I come in to tell you that the food is served. So please do fall in line or stand in line very, very nicely. No pushing, because we don't have many doctors in the house. So we're going to be asking you to please stand in line over here. Get your plate. We have pancit, two kinds of pancit. One is pancit Malabon ata, and one is pancit solakon. And then we also have two sandwiches and a shot at the end of the table. So feel free to get your plate, get your shot, and then join us here. And we will be starting the program in 10 minutes. It is now 6:50. We will finish at 7 o'clock on the dot. Thank you. Enjoy. Don't be shy. Just go ahead. Real quick, you can bring your plates inside. Don't worry about it.
Kasi yung pagkuha mo.
Oh, wow, everybody's so quiet all of a sudden. I hope you enjoyed your little snack this evening. We're going to start the program officially. So once again, welcome to SEO Shots number 5. And for all of those who need a reminder, we just have a couple of hashtags for you to use. It's at SEO Shots, at SEO or PH, and sorry, that's hashtag, sorry. Hashtag SEO Shots, hashtag SEO or PH, and hashtag A Space Manila, and hashtag SALWA. And right now we're going to be opening the program with welcoming remarks coming from Mr. Bernardson III from TrueLogic, or TrueLogic Online Solution.
Hey guys, so we're at the 5th installment, and it's hard to believe that it's the 5th installment. Following SEO on Facebook. Oh, yes. So yes, how do you guys hear about this 5th event? Where? Yeah, that's a legit question. On Facebook. How about you guys? How did you hear about the event? From a CMA. More than 2 events. That's that for me like perfect event.
Shots.
Who are here for the first time? Oh, we got a lot of newcomers. How many of you guys are SEOs? Other than you guys, how many of you guys are SEOs? You're an SEO. Okay. You're new? Okay. Why did you go? How do you hear about it? For SEO from everybody. The secrets close to the test. Person that didn't keep their secrets close to the test. Right, so I'm not sure if you guys follow his blog. That's Jason Asibre, he's also known as Kaiser the Sage. And he was one of the first few people that started sharing their secrets online. So the point is, his blog is followed mostly by international also. So we're very lucky to have him tonight. The other guy that volunteered this week, the 5th installment, we started this in May. July. You sure? Yeah. And the last one might be in Cebu. Are you in Cebu? No. None of you guys are Cebu. No. So there's a chance that it might be there depending on the following. So this is a lot of it is thanks to Itamar. I did his pockets to pay for all the events. It's been a great pilot so far. Hopefully, if the 6th happens here, hopefully we'll see you there. If not, wish us luck for Cebu. And that's it. Thank you very much for supporting SEO Shots. Oh, and watch out for the announcement for more fun. How many of you guys have ever been to the annual SEO event? No, not a lot of you. So every year, SEOs in the Philippines go to an event called Morcon. And it happens in the provinces. This year might be Tagaytay, right? Because she's organizing it for us too. You just have to in the first week of parties, push it a little further. That's it for me. Thank you very much guys for coming, and let's hear our speakers. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you so much. Okay, so right now we're going to be starting with our first speaker. He is from True Consultancy. He's an inbound marketing consultant. He's also an entrepreneur and an editor for a New York-based news site that has 40 million visitors a month. A long time ago, he was one of the co-founders of Site Interactive, and he dreams of being a Sith Lord someday, which I can, yeah, maraming tatanong, what is Sith Lord? That's probably their first question. So how things are going to go is that they're going to be their presentations, and later on we're going to open it for everyone to ask their questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you Mr. Rico Ventura.
All right. So this is my first time here also. So if there are any first timers here, I wasn't really sure about how the people here would be. We are like who would be in this room? Okay, that's a small percentage. But the other people here, you're curious about SEO. That's why you're here, right? So what do you guys do? Any freelancers? What are your jobs right now?
How many of you guys are writers?
Writers. Any writers around?
Marketers?
Okay. So I'm going to be talking to you a little about how I got into SEO and how my background, how my background brought me to where I am right now. As a writer, I knew nothing about SEO. I knew nothing about web development and whatever this is. So I was probably a newbie like you sometime ago. So I can probably relate if you're feeling a little lost or if you might not be able to follow. If you have any questions, just ask me something. Don't call me sir. Don't call me or whatever. So my name's just saying okay. So tell me if I'm talking too fast. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna introduce myself a little bit. I actually got this online digital marketing sometime around 2007. I was in Manhattan. Every day, when I so long and then go through the traffic every day. And then I decided, hey, this is what I wanted. So I left. My mom's Korean, so I was able to get a job in Seoul as an assistant manager of a language institute, where basically I dealt with the Americans, the Canadians, who were teaching the Koreans the proper use of English. I'm going to sit down, so I wrote down a lot of stuff. Basically, what happens is I started as back from Korea, so I used to be an assistant manager for that. When I got back, one of my old business partners told me, "Hey man, I'm doing this thing with digital marketing. I'm doing online research writing." So basically, online research writing is you're told to, hey, Google this, then write a description, write about something like around 300, 400 words about this topic, right? So that's basically how freelance writers get assignments. Topic there was, our topic then was mostly antiviruses. So what we had to do is we had to research all the antiviruses, all the exit programs that can be found on a PC. This is very relevant. I'll pretty straight through this stuff. But just to give you an idea. I started things off writing, and then and then eventually, so I started things off like that. So he asked, "Hey man, can you become a consultant for our firm? So we're starting things up. We want to." The people don't know how to write, so he wanted me to go help them out, try to fix out what they're doing. Am I supposed to contact? Anyway, I was supposed to teach them how to write English and how to do these things properly. Something like $5 to $7 back in 2007, 2008, yeah, 2008. So back then, I didn't know anything. So I started to train these people. I tried to teach them English by giving them these little seminars, maybe 20 or 30 people maybe twice a week. I'd be teaching them, rules of English, how to write this can be like this, blah, 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 blah. And then after doing that for like around 2 months, I said, this is stupid. Because you can't really teach English how to do the proper writing for this in like 2 to 3 months. It's going to be, so I tried every day. I even gave them my number. So if they had questions, they can call me about these things. But it became such a great run. You know what? This is not being this is very effective. So I decided that I don't want to be your consultant anymore. I want to be I started things out with 2 groups. that I was also accomplished. That's this. We started doing this online thing. That for about a couple of years. So there's him and there's a keen guy. I was waiting things back then. The girls were I was there. Didn't know. I'm managing these.
Yeah.
So I used to manage like 3 people, taught them how to do the job, and then that. And then later on, it became like around 30 people. So doing these articles, it's very taxing. You have to cross-reference everything. You have to check if all the facts are correct. You have to check if I heard that it's basically a work ultimately. This is just a funny. This is just a funny thing. But the girl team always, it's like they always do their responsibilities. They know where the deadlines are. They work. On time, everything was Yeah. So that's when I got that account. I got that account as an SEO consultant. That's why you want to be in SEO. I mean, always bring you money. You will content cloud. You will always be able to create excellent content, keyword, you this or an infographic, and you'll be able to charge more, right? But the value to become an SEO is if they're paying you like $5, $7, $10 per article, they're paying the SEO consultant assigned to that campaign something like $2,000 or $3,000 for these things. So like may mga ganyan, everything that we spend plus $200, and then after split naman. So we get to keep the money. We don't want to be learn about being SEO. Right? Graphic design is good. Building is good, everything like that. But it's moving up from that level is even better. I'll go into that later. Okay, now the second part I'm going to talk about is paths to coming in. 100, every week we get from the client something like around 120,000 pesos. This is back in 2008. So all of the money would go to them, that's how I get like around 30% of everything. So I'm not like how I would have like around 40,000 every week. Pero the thing is, our client loved us so much. What he did, he actually spoke to his client and told them, "Oh, I have another team like that." And then he asked for another set of assignments. Then we handled that also. So it was a lot of work, a lot of money, and a lot of sleeping on plastic tables at night. Pero it was a fun time because we were young, we had money, and we were having fun. But get to my point. I was just thinking that the content business is good. I had lots of money. I was doing okay with that. But SEO maybe sometime later on. Maybe when I have the time, I'll figure out this web development thing and study things. But I never got around doing that. Then. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's not true. So basically, you don't have to be a web developer to learn SEO. Okay, there are two paths to being an SEO. One path is the writer path. Okay, so basically this is where I came from. So I can write, I can, I know it's pretty, I can say it's important also in websites look nice, but people are engaged, they want to use the website, they want to see, they want to read more articles. And the other path to being an SEO is, start as a link builder. Link builder is basically do a lot of Google researching, figure out which sites will benefit your site, also figure out how to get them to link back to your site, and eventually add to the ranking of your website. So to move forward to become an SEO consultant, you can't really have just one site. These two have to meet somewhere, because it's all about learning. Basically, we all know this naman if we've worked already for some time. It's that school doesn't stop when you graduate, right? Because basically in this field, SEO, digital marketing, things change really fast. And things can happen overnight, literally overnight, and you're screwed. So basically, you heard about those small Google algorithms, right? Every time these Google algorithms hit, the websites tank, they go down. It's how one strategy was working before, like tonight or tomorrow, it doesn't work anymore, and your website is penalized. So not only is it not ranking as well, it's actually penalized, and you have to dig it out of that hole, right? It's a bad thing for these websites, yeah, because it's their business, that's how they get their clients and everything. But it's a good thing for an SEO. Because if you're an SEO, what you offer these clients is a way up, a way to fix their situation, to make things better. Now, as you grow as a SEO consultant, you learn things and you become an SEO director. Now, SEO director. So anyway, so yeah. So basically, during the digital marketing phase of things, it takes a lot of people to make this thing go round. You have your writers, you have your graphic artists, you have your link builders, you have your web developers, you have your SEO, and your SEO director is somewhere here on top before the client. Because basically he runs the show. He's like a stage manager or something. Puts the whole thing together. These guys are the ones who, as an SEO director, these are the guys who run the show by creating the campaigns. The campaigns that will eventually drive the client's website back up the certs, or up the certs. You guys have any questions nga pala? Or am I talking too fast? Or okay, okay naman. Yeah. All right. Okay, if you have any questions, just ask and don't be shy. Okay, sir, okay, my name is David. Okay. All right. So basically, as the SEO director, your salary there is something like around. Actually, it depends on the client. Some clients they pay like around. There are cheap clients who pay like around $500 a month. There are clients that pay some medium level that's around $3,000, $5,000 a month. And there are those clients right now, like like some of this client, like we have this like one whale of a client right now who pays a lot of money. It's like more than $1 million per month, right? So basically at that level, you kind of dictate how things are gonna go. You kind of dictate how much work has to be done. Pero syempre, as the monetary value increases, so does your responsibility to your client. You can't say, oh, I'm gonna accept $10,000 per month, but I'm only gonna give you this, right? You have to hire more people to work on it. You have to make sure that the promised scores are there and that you get the results. Sometimes nakaka-pressure yun. Kasi, you have to figure out how you have to get the results month after month after month. But if you have a good SEO director on commanding things, you kind of have these things prepared in advance. So like even if you have all of these things that you have to follow with your client, if you have these things prepared, you're just kind of like picking off the boxes to them. We do this, we send this email to that, we send this article there, we send this graphic here, like that. It's all part of one machine. And as the SEO director, there's a lot of money involved, especially if you get clients. Okay, so quick intermission. Okay, intermission naman dito. Yeah. Alright, so my intermission is basically I still love content. I still love how I do things. My job deals mostly with content because I handle the inbound marketing side of things. Have you guys heard of the on-site, off-site on SEO? On-site SEO and off-site SEO. Have you guys heard about that? Yes. Okay, so. Alright. So basically, when you fix a website or when you try to optimize a website, there are two things you can do. There are two parts of what you have to do. On-site optimization is basically you make the website look prettier, and you make the content better, and you make it just more engaging to the client or the viewers, right? Off-site optimization naman, yan yung mga link builders. Sila naghahanap ng mga websites sa bagay para sa website niya, or ano yung mga okay na gawin dito. Right now, I'm speaking in very general terms. Kasi later, when Jason starts talking, he's going to be talking about more advanced stuff, yung mga techniques and about the more technical details. I'm just giving you a general overall feel of things. Right? So this is me doing December or January. Kasi I make it a rule na I only work like around 10 or 11 months out of the year. Tapos I spend like 1 month not working. Parang kasi like right now, alam ko exactly when I'm going to stop working this year. I even told my clients. I told my clients November 29, lalabas yung Final Fantasy 15. So I'm out of commission until January. So I said, so everything that you guys need to do or you want to talk about it like before November 29. But everything will be running smoothly. Everybody, all of your posts will be there. All of your link building will be done. Everything will be set up. It'll run autopilot. But don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't call me or whatever. Everything's good. I'll send you an email. Nakahanda na, naka-auto-send na yan on December 25. Merry Christmas pa yan and everything, right? Huwag ka tayo tulitan sa buhay, right? And then I enjoy this type of lifestyle. Because I really work hard to get to do this. And plus, talagang sinabi sa mga kliyente ko, huwag niya ako ulit. Alright. Sorry, okay, so now let's get to the meat of the topic. So basically, my talk said it's a real talk about how to build your digital marketing empire, right? Okay, so now you have skills. So you know how to write, you know how to find links, you know how to optimize, you know how to make websites. Everything can be learned. You know, writing. Okay, writing I'm not so sure. But you can write, and if it's not so good, you can get an editor to help you out, or you can ask a friend to write for you, or whatever. You can figure that out, the content part. Graphic artists, you have friends who know how to draw, or you can hire one through Fiverr, ask them to do some stuff, to get the graphics that you need for your website. So that's basically logos, headers, like that. Link building, you can outsource that, or you can do it yourself. It depends on what your skill is. But what's important if you want to eventually go into digital marketing, like either if you want to grow with the companies in digital marketing, or if you want to start your own thing, you have to learn a little about everything. Now, okay, this event now is called SEO Shots 5, right? Yeah. SEO Shots, SEO means search engine optimization. Before it used to talk, this basically means when you hear the term SEO, you think oh, so that's Google, that's search results, that's when people do searches on the website like that in Google, so you get to be #1, right? Because that's where the money is. But you can't really just be an SEO anymore in the field of SEO. You have to learn. You have to find out about other things. Because let's say you're an SEO. I know how to help my websites rank go higher, right? But I also know that social media helps my website. The people are engaging more in social media. You get more reach and you get more traffic sometimes through social media. Depends on what your niche is. So you have to know a little about that also. And plus for the other things, I also know that if I want to do SEO and I want to start things out, one thing that will help me, that will help my initial SEO campaign, is to do a PPC campaign, a small tiny test PPC campaign. PPC is pay-per-click, the ads that you see on Google or on Facebook or whatever. Okay, because if you pay a little, like let's say, but you do a little small teaser campaign, like around $20 or $50 a campaign, you might be able to get more data that will help you with your SEO campaign, which you don't spend on, right? So you'll be able to get some actionable data from that. And then check there's content, there's also, it all relates together. Being an SEO consultant right now, actually, there's a conversation that's going on. People have been hearing the term SEO since back in 2005, like that, 2004, 2005, like that. But nowadays, people who, if you talk to people, so what do you do? Oh, I'm an SEO consultant. Oh, an SEO consultant. The more people nowadays know what that means. They can kind of relate. Oh, so you do the Google thing and you do the like that. So like, whenever I tell my friends, oh, Bingo, what do you do? I'm an online marketer like this, doing that. Oh, so ano din okay na hard red dili para sa ganito ko. It's like those right? But more and more people are trying to are understanding what the term what term SEO means. But some SEOs actually don't use that term anymore. They just say search strategist or search consultant. Because it's more all-encompassing. Because even if you're an SEO, you have to level up. You have to learn about social media. You have to learn about PPC. You have to learn about web dev, a little about this, a little about that. Basically, SEOs are like jack of all trades. You get to learn a little about everything, but you specialize in one thing, and that's how you differentiate yourself from the others. Right? Just a thought. All right, no questions. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of thinking kung ano gagawin ko dito. So basically, you can't really just look into a crystal ball and figure out what to do. You kind of have to do something to know what your next step is. So all of you guys here, you're thinking about SEO because eventually you want to get into it, or you just want to learn more about it. So in case you know pag-usapan, you can say something about it. Okay. All right. So this is the part where I start telling you about real shit. Right. So in the world of digital marketing, it's like any business naman. Sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes clients have these expectations that people like, oh, if I give you $500, I want you to make my website #1 search in 1 month, like that. It's like, that's not happening. Alright? Tapos, there's some naman who have unrealistic expectations na, oh, you know, I gave you like around $1,000, like, oh my God, you should have done this, and that. Or parang, this should have happened, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's going to be a lot of confirmation, or a lot of those times where you have to figure out what you're going to do. Alright, so when this happens, I mean, not even brush your client off or whatever. I mean, accept it, apologize to your client or whatever. Apologize to your client. Tell them, like, you know what? You know, this is on me. This is my fault. If it's your fault. If it's not, you know. And then my point here in this chapter is basically shit happens. You really can't do anything. Because sometimes, I mean, nagkakabagay, nag-blackout, ganun. Niloko yung writer ko ng boyfriend niya, wala siya, whatever. You know, these things happen talaga. I mean, when you deal with so many people, when there's so many things and so many links in the chain, sometimes one chain breaks, right? When this happens, just don't run away from the client. Talk to them. Sorry, this is what happens. This is what happened. I'm going to do this, fix the situation, and then if this doesn't work, let's do this. Like, you know, everything's just a conversation. Basically, since it's online, since everything is an online conversation with clients, emails, and Skype, etc., it still boils down to your human relationship. So basically, how well do you know your client? I mean, you know kapag kung kailan birthday nila, yung mga ganun, or how do you talk about things. I remember I used to have a client, who was my client for like around 3 years. I sent him an email every month. I never spoke to him in like 2 years. For like 2 years, I never spoke to him. I sent him an email with all of his stuff, with all of his the results of the campaign and whatever. And then every month, I receive a check. I receive a PayPal deposit like around $800. But we never spoke anymore. You know, when you get to that point, when you and your client are like really good, you just do things and whatever like that. Those are the kinds of clients you're going to look for later on, because these long-term clients are out there. They're just a little harder to find sometimes, or you might just luck out on your first try, right? But I'll also go into, sorry, I have a lot of topics to discuss. I really wanted to impart some knowledge to you guys about, you know, real world shit about the digital marketing industry. Okay, okay, so this is me right now, and I don't care about my clients. No, not that way. I care about my clients, but I don't care about finding clients right now. Because basically, this guy was told by that guy to tell this guy about, hey, this big goes email, this is phone number, this like that. So give him a call, find out what he's doing, like that, see if we can work together, like that. Yeah, pero after November 29, no, whatever, like that. So this is a nice place to be, but I only got this place after a really long time. It takes a lot of clients, it takes a lot of referrals, and it takes a lot of upkeep with clients. Even my clients, hindi ko na sila kliyente right now. Because there's some clients kasi na I pass on to other people already. Kasi their rate was a little too low for me, or ganun. Or may mas malaking project na offer na ganito, kaya I don't see myself taking care of that client anymore. But even if they aren't my clients anymore and I pass them on to someone else already, I still check up on them. Hey man, kumusta? Do you have anything new? Blah blah blah. You know, or I have this new thing that you might be interested to try. I'll give you. I would like to say, like sometimes with some clients, they're not your clients anymore. You pass them off to everyone. But you know that they've been getting a little more successful. They've been doing a little better. You send them an infographic or something. People like something that you know will be really good for their website, something that will draw traffic like that. It works. Plus, I'm also gonna share with you a little my Hail Mary play. I'll tell you how to save your clients worst case scenario. Okay. But this is just me. If your clients, this is me. My message here is basically. Sometimes a lot of clients will be complaining about stuff and blah blah blah. You really can't do anything like that. You really can't do anything sometimes. Just take it in stride. figure out, let them vent, and then give them really good answers after. So, that basically means spending 10 more minutes on your reply or reply email or something. It's not that hard. Just tell them what they need to hear and what you're willing to do. Okay, so this is all about leveling up. So, balik muna tayo dito. So, sorry. I was saying earlier na I want to give you a real life lesson on how to deal with clients. Okay, what I'm about to tell you is worst case scenario. What I would do, worst case scenario, basically I fucked everything up. Nawala yung mga, hindi ko na-accountable yung mga hinihingi na results. I was able to talk to them because I was too busy playing my PS4 or something like that. Yung mga ganun klase mga bagay. Or yung content manager ko dito ako ng burgers. Anyway, so it looks like situations. They do happen, right? Now, this is one thing that if there's any takeaway from my talk, this is something very important to save your life or save your project. If let's say everything goes to shit for your client and then you didn't get any results and you weren't able to provide something of value to them, then it's a really good client, right? Or that you fucked up, that you fucked up, you weren't able to do things. What you can do, last case scenario, right? What you do is you tell your client, you know what, you're right. This month's work was shit. I wasn't able to do anything like that. We really tried, but we weren't able to hit the expectations that we need. So you offer them what they're saying, that tipong nagkamali ka, right? And then you tell them, so right now it's October 18th, right? Well, right now it's October 18th. This month, October, it's free. I'm gonna refund you or something like that. Now, pag-usapan natin muna yung refund. Yung refund, kapag kaya mo mag-refund. Kung hindi mo kaya mag-refund, don't. If you can't do the refund thing, you tell them, you know what, I'm sorry, this month is shit, blah, blah, blah. Next month, November, it's on me. What I'm gonna do next month, I'm gonna work extra hard. I'm gonna make sure that we hit those targets, and we're gonna make things better. Okay? So I won't charge you anything for November. But you tell them also right away like this. At the end of November, if we hit targets, if things work out well, we start our billing cycle again for December. Right. This is worst case scenario shit. Pero 8 out of 10 times it works for me. Right? It just has to be. This is also. I'm not saying it's an 80% thing for everyone. This is why it's also important that you try to build a relationship with your clients. Crack a few jokes. Be interested in what they're doing. So sometimes they don't really want to talk to you about those things, right? But you just try. Oh, and another thing pala, to build client relations, what I do is spend on phone calls. Everyone does emails. Everyone does Skype conversations like that. I tell them, hey man, I'm gonna call you at 10 o'clock, like blah blah blah, your time, right? So that means gising ako like 2 or 3 in the morning, I'm calling Japan, I'm calling Korea, I'm calling the UK or whatever. I'm talking to someone for something. This actually raises, levels up your relationships with your clients. Okay, so I'm done with the subject. Anyway, so leveling up. Leveling up is another concept about digital marketing. You don't stop at any point. Basically, your digital marketing is all about learning something new, and this thing is changing, and you learn something new all the time. Now, think about this guy. See, Jason, the reason why he's really good at what he does is whenever he figures out a new strategy, a new tactic, a new thing to do with SEO, he posts it on his website. And everybody in the SEO community finds out what to do. And they all try it and they all test it also. Right? So what does he have to do? So since he's doing this and again, so I think next month's blog post him. I think I'm going to like that. And he keeps testing, he keeps finding things out. He keeps striving for more, or trying out whatever. That's his thing. Normally, when we talk about working our work together like that, I tell him, you know what? Ako na bahala po sa mga kliyente, ako na bahala po sa mga tao, ako na bahala po sa ganito, ako na bahala magbayad sa kanang whatever yan. my goal is, whenever we work together, is palayain siya. You know, go fly free and whatever it is. So like, go play with your kid, go play with your PS4, go play with whatever again. So like, do whatever, or whatever. Go do whatever like that. Because basically, his job is basically to take. Yung mga thinking situations, someone you can't really say when those situations will happen. Sometimes they happen when you're in the bathroom. Sometimes they happen when you're drunk. Sometimes they happen while you're driving around or whatever. Just let them do stuff. In the meantime, since I had to handle more SEO stuff, I had to learn. I had to level up. Ganun din. Figure out more of this stuff, more of that stuff. Plus, another one. Okay. You have to level up about how these things work. You have to learn more and more things. I'm not scaring you into saying that people like mahirap to as an every and decline na dami kailangan pag-aralan and gano'n. Pero gano'n lang. So basically, you just have to learn everything once in a while. It's not like it's a big rush of knowledge na people suddenly you have to block off like 2 weeks to study something. You know, I learned how to make websites. Kasi sabi niya, madali mo ang website. Pero what, pinakita niya sa akin yung WordPress thing na to. So WordPress, so self-hosted WordPress thing, yeah. At the beginning, I knew shit about it, I studied it. Pero that's where we go to our next chapter, which is called real links. Okay. Now, you remember earlier, kung naalala niyo hindi. Earlier in my talk, I told you there were like 2 team captains sa content business ka dati. Now, Jason was one of the team captains, first team of like 5, and the other team captain, the girl, is now my girlfriend. so yeah. And then anyway, we've been working together for a long time. So I do the digital marketing stuff and everything. She handles content management side of things. Pero that's a nice story for me and whatever. Pero my point is, online marketing is all about making connections. Getting links from other websites, getting links from, I don't know, wherever online, whatever to help you, your website, link, SEO, blah, blah, blah. They build it. Anyway, so, pero the more important thing that you should also remember is the real links. Like, take a look. I know about 5 people or 6 people from this place. I know him. I've known him from a really long time. I know si Kyle, one of the SEOs from Malingat. This is Kenny Setian. You should all know his name. When it comes to web development and everything, he's a go-to person. You ask him, hey man, so paano ba to? Ganyan. And he's just very quiet about things. But when you talk about web development and everything, he's the guy you go to about page speed optimization and how to do things. Everyone knows him. And we're all nice friends together. So I'll buy him a beer later. Alright, so basically these are the real links. These are the people that we get to meet at these types of conferences. This actually reminds me of the first conference I went to way back in this is what this is 2011 or 2015. This is first Moricon I ever went. The Moricon event. Moricon is actually a great place to go to meet people. Kasi eto, makikita mo kung gaano kabado yung itsura ng mga tao. You can imagine that place, that Moricon 2011, it was just a room filled with there's a small stand in front like that. But now Moricon every year, it's like we all go to Pampanga, we all go to Batangas, we just drop whatever we're doing. We all go to Moricon, we go there, we listen to the speakers, these guys they talk, or we go drinking or whatever. You get to meet so many different people. Everybody in the digital marketing universe in the Philippines that you want to know, they're just there. And everyone's just really friendly and nice. You don't really have any problems coming up to a person to say, hey man, so hi, my name is like this, so blah blah blah, what do you do? And then sometimes may mga lumalapit na, hey man, geto, so it's very useful because like these kinds of events are actually the places where I like being. actually. When they asked me to speak here, I'm thinking, Makati, traffic, layo, okay, fine, sige, ganyan. So I made my deck, I spoke to wherever, ganyan. And then when the data announcement came for SEO Shots 5 came out, sinabihin ako ni Kyle, hey man, kayo pala ni Jason mag-speaker sa, sa SEO Shots 5. Sabi ko, what? No, hindi ko alam na this is part of things, katagin ko dito. Then after that, you're talking about it, so they're asking for these decks already to prepare things like that. I'm like, oh, we've never done that before. Normally we do these decks like, in the hours before the presentation like that. I remember so many years doing these decks over a bottle of beer somewhere in Pampanga or like that. That's just how these things go. Anyway, my point is, real life connections are very important. Lalo na, since here in the Philippines, digital marketing industry is actually very small. It's very tight-knit. There's the SEO org. There's the SEO org where you meet all the people, and then you keep going these events. You meet some new people. Then you meet some people. Oh, I remember that guy's face from somewhere, or again. And then normally, the reason this is plugging on the Morricon. The reason why you want to go to Morricon, the reason why this is such a good event, is because so here I'm speaking right now. So I'm telling you a little about the digital marketing world. I'm telling you a little about this, a little about that. Pero hindi ito yung totoong usapan. Yung mga totoong usapan, ang mga usapan after the event. So like Morricon is like a two-day event where people are just talking about. And then after the event ends for the night, after everyone's had dinner, makita mo yung mga kaibigan mo, magkukumpulin sa isang table. And then they're gonna start talking about real shit now about the digital marketing world. Like, I have this idea for a website. So these are my niches. This is what I want to do. I think I can do this with like around 20,000 pesos, or I can do this on my own, like that. Then the other guys are going to say, oh, you know what? This is what you do with that. But there's a lot of input. There's a lot of knowledge that comes on in these conversations. Just talk, because everyone's friendly. No one's going to say no to you. Basically, you get to find people. And you meet people. These are the real links that you build as the journey on. And even if you're all newbies, like mga tipong lang kayo, wala kayo ng SEO, wala kayo ng SEO, it's alright, because everybody's been there. Everybody's been there. Just ask someone. Huwag lang kayo mahiya kung tanong mo. Okay, so so this is actually before we go to site. I think gabi na pinag-usapan namin kung ano yung maging pangalan ng digital marketing company. Hindi namin nahanap dito. Nakita kami dito. Pinag-usapan namin. So this is like a long time ago. So these are the real links that you get to meet. Because basically the digital marketing industry, doing online marketing, it's all about that one idea. What do you want to do? You want to do an online newspaper. You want to do an e-commerce site. You want to put up your own digital marketing agency. You want to find your clients. How do you find clients? What do you do? Basically, ganito. If you guys level up, get skills, whatever, or want to learn a little more about these things, if you want to look for jobs in these industries, you talk to these people around. Yeah. Ako, naghahanap ako ng link builder, SEO, and I'll give you an additional 10,000 a month. Kahit may trabaho ko dito. So anyway, ganun pa kasi ito, di ba? So it's all about building these links, building these relationships. Okay. It gets to the point where people like you're already at this level. Yeah, I think araw ng kasal niyan. So ako, I didn't even know. I learned about that siguro the night before. Sabi sa akin, hindi ko ikaw pala yung best man. So, okay, sige. So, punta ako dun. So, may ganun ginawa ko. Ito, nagsasalita rin ako sa harap. I was telling everyone, we're there every day. Nice, lovely weather we're having today. Kasi this, if you don't know, this is actually like around 7 o'clock in the morning. They decided to have a dawn wedding thing. Eh, makulado. Eh, medyo mainit na. Eh, sa lamig ka na, itim na rin. So basically, oh yeah, basically that's my speech. I just want to tell you that the digital marketing industry, it's a fun place. Here you can copy, here you can tell people what you think, pwede kayo magmuraha pag nag-lecture kayo, or pwede kayo magsalita ng kung ano. Actually, mabay niya akong ba rin. Pakinggan niyo siya mamaya. so basically, you know, it's a very, very fun, thriving environment. There's so many careers in digital marketing. Plus, tama yung sinabi Sir kanina na digital marketing is all being outsourced here. Kasi here, you can compete with people in Canada or the US or whatever and charge the same rates, and you really can't, there's really no barrier to it. Parang, tell them, hey, like, I'll accept the job, I'll do this for you for like around $3,000. Okay? Some people will take your job, some people they won't. So, pero the ones that that do take your job, that do take you up in your offer, provide really good service to them. Then, get other clients. You get a referral here, you get a referral there. Plus, yun nga kasi, if you make real links like the people around you, they'll be like, hey man, baka may marami kayong mga projects dyan or whatever, like that. Every day, there's at least one new inquiry sa yung Kaisha that saves the website. Yung website din. So basically, when that comes in, ako naman, I talk to these people. So parang, hey, you know what, that's an interesting thing, blah, 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 so what do you want to do? So some of those people will convert, some of those things won't. And right now, so nag-iingat ka naman so like we are trying to expand also and doing things. So right now, ang daming projects na bumabagsak. And you really can't handle them. But the people have to be trained, the people have to be motivated, or people have to learn things. And this is a personal choice na talaga. I mean, what career do you like? What do you want to do? I mean, if you want to go into this career, you can't really force that on everyone, even if you come over here and listen to my glorious speech and whatever. Even finding funny and all that. This is all personal choice for you guys. But I'll tell you, I didn't even think that I would be a digital marketer. I was just, happy writing things or whatever. Alala ko nung college ako, or yung pangarap ko sa buhay maging librarian sa isang some European library and something, just reading books and whatever. That was like life would turn out this way, diba? Well, it's been a very fun ride, and so many interesting people. And the people here, they all have the freedom to follow what they want to do. It's nice to there's a freedom that's involved with digital marketing. Kasi kung kaya mo mag-opisina, huwag kayo mag-opisina. Kasi, get a Wi-Fi thing or whatever. Kung gusto niyo magtrabaho sa bahay, kita mo ito si Kyle, huwag ko ka pala yung sura, naka-polo, tsaka naka-jeans. Pero dati nung nasa site, parang yung mga naka-shorts, naka-chinetas, people would never notice, are you doing? Talking to them in Skype or emails or whatever. We'd be smoking in front of our laptops or whatever. May mga times kung yun, but, may mga times while discussing these little thoughts, we actually drink a lot just thinking about stuff lang. The freedom that we have, that people, anong website gagawin natin susunod? Let's do a website that sells only sell items. Let's do a website that does only kick stuff in there. It's fun. You can try things. You can do things. This basically the kind of life that I wanted that I didn't know before. Pero all you have to do is ask someone or come to these SEO Shots events. Get to know the people around you. Anyway, that's it. I'm way over my time. If you have any questions, may Q&A later or not, or kung hindi, gusto mo na tayo namin. I'll tell you guys, may mga 1 year limit lang sa sumama sa amin. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bingo. All right, so now we're going to be opening the floor for any questions. Anyone has any questions whatsoever? Don't be shy. You only have them for a limited time. They are here in front of you, so if you have any questions, take the opportunity.
Especially if you're not SEOs. If you're not SEOs, if you're not digital marketers, trying to ask it, right? Some of you guys are SEOs, some of you guys already made that choice, but for some of you guys that are wondering what they need for you for joining that industry,
Yes.
they're the perfect people.
Yes, if you're planning to join. Anyone?
Now, how many of you guys are digital marketers? Raise your hand.
Like real digital marketers.
Okay. So for the guys that didn't raise their hands, why not? Right? That's the question. Why not?
You know what happened to me recently? I was supposed to take a master's in entrepreneurship. Then in the interview, they were like very, very traditional entrepreneurship. You know, like you have to do a restaurant, you have to do a shop, you have to do retail. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a digital marketing course. I don't need that anymore because it's not really our niche anymore. You can have, my company is an events company, and I've only been able to get clients from word of mouth and online. It's not more, like there are some traditional, but there are now, everyone's going online. So, okay, maybe a question would be, do we have different types of fields, or everyone is a writer? Is everyone a writer? Writers.
She's like,
Writers. Okay, so here's the thing. What if, for example, they are in whatever job that they are at the moment? How can they start becoming digital marketers in a sense that they can't get classes or they can only go to these things sometimes? I mean, if they were to self-study, how would they self-study? What's the best way? Do they go on YouTube? Do they go on blogs, or how?
SEO basically the best thing does read blogs. Like his blogs sound pretty good.
Really good.
Pero his blogs are medyo advanced na. You kind of want to start out with the basics, SEO the beginner stuff, whatever. Or like what was the question again? About if you want to learn about SEO.
How do you self-study? How do you self-study to become a digital marketer / SEO specialist?
Hindi ko ba ito lang sa inyo? Kasi normally, yung pagka...
Let's have it in English.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell you something. Because like sometimes when there are these interested parties who come up to me and say that they want to do a little more work or they want to try out something like that, I give them basic stuff to work on, and I should repeat them. And what I tell them is, I don't care where you work, how you work, or even why you work these days. Just get these things done, just send them to me on this date. So basically, some of these people have jobs. Some of them are not working, but I don't know, they're paying a lot or whatever. So I really accept a lot of applicant types because you really can't tell where talent comes from. Sometimes talents are coming from like yung talent na nagaling sa akin na convert to SEO is basically online gaming. Sa Counter-Strike, like dati, long time ago, like Counter-Strike, pinupusahan namin yung team niya kasi naglalaro sila and whatever. It's that same competitiveness na figuring out the different strategies of how to win a game. It kind of applied itself to how SEO strategies. So you really can't say where talent comes from. So that's why I tell everyone, if you want to try something, just try it. Talk to us, apply or whatever, or we'll just want to learn resources, ask us. We'll show you later.
Okay. Do you have any questions from that? A follow-up? All right. What about if what if you're just starting to become an SEO? Like, let's say you have a good grasp of it and you have started a couple of projects here and there, started practicing. Is it a good money-making job or a money-making business for someone? Especially if you're a beginner pala.
Okay, so for beginner SEO, let me tell you one real thing. Real talk na today. I'll tell you one real thing about the industry. Walang parents sa Pilipinas. Ang ibig sabihin ay, most of the money that comes from the SEO campaigns, the real money that comes in, is from offshore clients. UK, US, Australia. That's where the money is. And then it gets diluted down to you through the different companies that you work for. Now, the different companies that some people work for is actually a very good stage for things. I mean, some people can do it on their own and find these jobs through online stuff, Odesk, Upwork, Yung mga Craigslist, yung mga ganyan, oh, be careful of Craigslist. Be careful of it. Make sure you bet things there more. It's safer to go upward or whatever. Pero if you want to learn how to do things better, go to digital marketing agency. There's so many great digital marketers out there. Like the speakers needs SEO shots, and yung mga friends. 'Cause not everyone has been able to speak it. Go to the other digital marketing events like Marco and SEO Summit. Those days, you meet a lot more people there, and they normally have a sign-up sheet if you want to sign up and ask for a session or something. But basically, my point is just go ask something. It doesn't really matter. You get a job you really want to. Tapos, eventually, if you, at the beginning, you're going to start out small, at peanuts and whatever. Okay naman, kasi basically, you're learning. You're learning something so you can level up and level up and do things better, you get a higher pay, right?
Okay, anyone else have any questions? Yes, sir, and here in the front.
So my question is, what are the typical clients that you have? Is there any typical industry that you get your clients from?
You can't really say where your clients are going to come from. Because some clients they all have different niches. So some of them are in the gambling industry, some of them in the car industry, some of them are in the. I had a client, flower store in New York. I also have I also have UK furniture. Pero the thing is, the furniture, it's made to last. So basically, he doesn't want to sell furniture that won't last less than 12 years. So he only wants to provide oak cabinets or whatever. You really can't say what niche you're going to be into. But from experience, some people, depending on their companies, have worked one or two particular niches to it. Like there's this one SEO agency I know. Now most of their clients are police cars, car insurance, car sales, or sales of car parts. They're all car centric. But as a digital marketer, you don't really care what their niche is or how competitive the keyword is or whatever. What you want to do is, as long as we work together, I'll do a good job, and we just make sure that everyone's happy, everything's fair.
Last question. Yes, in the back.
I'll speak loud.
Okay, thank you.
How did you grow your clients when you were starting?
Okay, basically, when you to grow my clientele at the beginning, it's a mix. So, at the beginning, you have no reputation. Was I supposed to talk about that? No, I was supposed to talk about that, but I went off script. So basically, reputation is basically how you build your clientele. At the beginning, you have no reputation. So what do? You apply to different clients and you make sure you do a good job. You're going to start off with a really cheap client or not. Depends on your luck or if you have help from your friends or whatever. Because having your friends in the digital marketing industry is really good. Like even if I don't do anything, somebody's gonna talk to me and say, "Hey man, my project na ganito. Would you wanna take part in it?" Or I referred you to do this project like that. So network first with all of your people, because if you're having a difficult time finding out the initial projects, ask people for projects or ask to be involved in their internship programs. And then, but if you want to strike it out on your own, go do the online jobs like people like Upwork, ganyan, or try getting more experience first with the established companies you're like True Logic or like that. If that's what the route you want to take. Depends really on how you want to do it. Pero para ako, the people who want to be able to take vacations, at the end of the year or whatever like that, it's better to just learn these things on your own. Even if you have no clients, make sure you learn, you know what you learn by practicing on something of yours. It's actually a really, really good first investment. Put up your website. Like I have bigoventura.com. I never updated. I bought it like a long time ago, and then I never updated it anymore. Like I only put a few posts in Simula. I never updated it anymore. Pero if clients search for me, they'll see my website. Oh, my writing is okay. Oh, like that. And then my numbers there, my Skype IDs are there, they'll send me a message. And then you can practice your initial SEO on your website. Then, so just so you have, say, even if you tell them all the things that you could do or all their potential, they have to see it. So a website is how much? Like $5, $10 for the day. That's 204 pesos. And then one year hosting is what? $90. Okay.
$12 a month, 49 a year, 100 to 110 a year. Cheap. Cheap.
Yeah, there's so many cheap ways to do it.
$14 for the team. That's $4 per name.
Yeah. So there. So get your name. So whatever your name is, file.com. I'm actually having a problem with my name because if you add me on Facebook, you see me on Facebook. My name on Facebook is Modesto Susan Ventura. Okay? It's because I went to Korea and then so I used a Korean name there. When I came back to the Philippines to get back Bingo Ventura, kasi Bingo Ventura ko ako sa Facebook dati, diba? Facebook told me, hey man, you're never gonna get your name down. I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? It says, because you know, Bingo Ventura sounds like a gambling term, a gambling keyword. Bingo sa Ventura County in the LA or something, whatever. So it sounds like you're trying to get a gambling keyword to I'm like, shit. So yeah, make the name, see what this.
All right. So that's all the questions we have for this session. We're going to take a short break, and then in 5 minutes, we'll be back with our second speaker. So you may use the restroom, you may get some water. We still have a couple more fun fit over there. Thank you so much once again for being go anywhere because we will be thinking we're talking about.
I think also pero first year son.
All right, it is now 8:20. At 8:25, we will be back with our second speaker. Don't go very far. way, we would like to make an announcement. We are giving out survey forms for you to fill out so that at the end of the program, you can give it to us and then you will be receiving your certificates. Okay, so we have a survey form right now that we're giving out. For those who have been to SEO Shots before, it looks very, very familiar. It's basically the same thing, but do wait until the second speaker to finish his presentation, and then you can give your surveys to the registration. And then after the registration, when you give it to them, they will give you your certificates that you can take home and say that I've been to SEO Shots 5. All right? All right, so right now we're also going to be giving an award. Since this is SEO Shots 5, we're going to give an award to the 5th person who signed up today. The 5th person who signed up today. Her last name is Yap. Her last name is Yap. I just forgot her first name. We're going to check it in just a bit.
Because it's better than standing.
Okay,
My back
Miss
is gonna kill.
Rovina Yap. Miss Rovina Yap, are you here? Are you here, Miss Rovina? Rovina is not here? What? She forfeits this awesome gift of GCs from Starbucks? Okay, we're gonna wait until later on. Maybe she's in the restroom, but if not, that means we will be having other winners. So, Mr. Bingo, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask them as a trivia about the topic, which we can give a prize to? About the topic. So if you can raise your hand as fast as you can and answer correctly, then the prize is yours.
When am I going to stop working this year?
There was someone in the back. She was the first one who raised her hand. Is that really what you discussed? That's so personal. Okay.
November 29th.
Yeah.
November 29. All right. Congratulations, you won your
Does
certificate
anybody bump with
from
you?
Starbucks.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So that's our first question. We're going to have our second question after Mr. Jason Asider. And if she is not here, if Miss Rovina Yap is not here by the time that he is done with his presentation, that means we will be giving out another gift certificate as a prize. Ay, marami pa to.
Yeah.
Marami pa to. So, dalawa.
I was holding them. I remembered.
How much is this?
200 each envelope.
Okay, sige. So it's not more than me. Okay. All right, guys. Before we move on to our next speaker, I would also like to invite you guys to also like our Facebook page. It's Zisol Dua Professional Host and Event Specialist. It's a very, very long one, but if you can just look at Zisol Dua, SALDUA, that's us. We do any event that you like. It could be, for those who know this line, do not say it. Okay, so it could be weddings, it could be corporate, it could be birthday parties, it could be anything you want, as long as it's not a funeral, we're happy to do it for you.
But it's my funeral.
No! Unless you want to laugh a lot or make a roast.
Mine needs to be 40.
And if you need professional hosts, we have hosts who speak different languages as well. We have hosts who speak Japanese, English, and Filipino. In one person, this is not separate people. Yes, so if you have, what?
Hebrew.
Hebrew. I'll get into more. So if you need people also know how to speak Korean, or if you need people who speak French or Spanish, because you have a client and they're at work event and you need someone to translate while hosting, we can do that for you. So thank you so much for being a part of SEO Shots 5. And I hope that in 2017 we will have more events like this that's free with food. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So also, just to give you a little tidbit of trivia, why is it called SEO Shots? Bernard, would you like to explain?
Okay.
So we had trouble figuring out the name. This was way back in May, and we wanted to start the event in Feb, so it came a long time coming. And because we knew the conversation from short, so we tried to figure out, what are short tidbits of knowledge, and so we came up with SEO shots. The feedback that we got after the first one, and there was about 20 of us in the first event, was that, are there really going to be shots? And the answer was no. We had a buffet. Long story. So on the second one we did better. We partnered up with a provider, and we always partner up with providers. And there was actually alcohol on the second event in Warehouse 8. I'm not sure if anybody here go to the second event in Warehouse 8. So for those of you that went, we actually killed all the alcohol in that event. Partially because we want to loosen you guys up so that you guys can start asking questions. Most of the time, if you guys go to SEO events, it's a paid event. They're not the most expensive events, on the planet, but Filipinos tend to be a little passive, a little shy, they don't like getting judged. So we encourage everybody to ask questions. We put a little alcohol in your blood.
More than this one, who there?
Yeah. More one will also be organized by Zara. So the reason that she's running it is because she's great at killing the cost down, getting people to sponsor, getting X deals and whatnot. So we try not to make more on prohibitively expensive. Most of the time people pay 1 to 2K, including the transportation. We're trying to lower that down to less than 1K in this year. Last year, there were 100 participants that went to more fun.
200.
Yeah, this year we anticipate there will be more. So it's inclusive of the overnight stay. So you pay a grand.
When you have the overnight stay, nangyari sa amin in the past minutes, there's some people that you don't know in the room. So you get to meet people from different
You will get bumped up.
Yeah, you get to meet people from different digital marketing agencies. So they eventually, pero pagkagabi na, all of the groups, they all come together. They all hang out at one table, have meals together, or have drinks together. It's a very nice experience to meet these people because you'll see them again next year and they're better. It's very interesting.
So for those of you that have never gone or exploring a digital marketing career, my advice is, try to put a little more fun. That's what the industry really is like. That's what the businesses that are leading the industry are like. They're very down to earth. It's a very grassroots industry. A lot of the events are going to be like this, and we get a lot of support because most of the things that we do, nobody's ever heard of. So it's an interesting industry. You won't get slapped with a 200-page handbook or a set of procedures. A lot of it is very creatively driven. You get a lot of say. So if you're not afraid of being wrong, if you like to make decisions, and if you like communicating, it's a great industry. That's it. Thank you very much.
So now you know why we have alcoholic drinks more than water. You guys could be a little bit loosened up. Sorry, that's me. So we would like to announce for you to turn off your cell phone and put it on mute. I'm sorry. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to our next speaker. And to be honest, his blog is one of the first things that I wrote about SEO so that I can understand what I'm getting into a little bit more. And he's a Manila-based search strategist, born and raised in the Philippines, of course, who started playing Counter-Strike professionally. Professionally? You were paid?
Yeah, so
You have to teach me, because I'm always stuck trying to get my weapons. I'm meticulous for my weapons. Before he ended up as a research writer and then eventually became an SEO specialist. Currently, he is a co-founder and CEO at Site Interactive, a marketing consultant at Double Dot Media and marketing consultant at Study Hub. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Jason Kaiser to the stage as Cedric.
Exhausting yung biyahe papunta ng mga galing QC. Tapos, I was able to run through this presentation since ginawa ko
a few hours ago lang. Silipin ko lang. And earlier, usap ko rin sila Brennan, bakit ka na, hindi ko kasi alam kung ano yung audience. And yung primary representation is like intermediate. So, pero I try to explain some of the items included in this presentation as simple as I can. So, I'm Jason Asida, I'm the author of Castle the Siege, and I also work at Center Active. Tapos, matagal na rin ako na-invite na mag-talk sa mga kung saan-saan sa ibang bansa. Pero every time talaga na nagtatalk ako, nagkaroon na ako plan since di talaga ako public speaker. Magaling ako magsulat, magaling ako magtrabaho, magaling ako sobrang mag-SEO. Tapos medyo may skills din ako mag-design ng slides. Yung presentation ko is more on, yung mga models ng campaigns na tinopos ko ever since I-start ako as an SEO. Ever since I-start ako, meron talaga akong dalawang parang path to SEO success na sinusundan. The first one is, so para saan sobrang simple na. Focus lang sa technical SEO, mostly site-wide changes, fixes sa website, and adding more pages, blog posts, so we can target more keywords. And doing those things, makakapag-generate ng more traffic sa website. Yun yung isa sa mga medyo common na approach, especially sa mga e-commerce websites. Ito yung model na to, particular model na to, dito talaga nag-drive yung company namin sa Interactive. Since medyo kilala yung company namin sa States o sa UK, specifically for link building. Since nung nag-vlog ako, doon talaga nag-focus sa topic area na, since hindi naman dahil boring yung technical SEO, since na-enjoy ko yung technical SEO, pero nag-start kasi ako ng 2011 mag-vlog. So, ang konti lang nakikita ko na creative yung approach sa link building. And feeling ko, kung may pag-compete ako sa technical, sobrang gusto ko ako technical SEO, hindi siya ganun ka-rare or unique. Meaning, madali siyang makita sa ibang vlogs. Unlike with link building, it's easier to build your own brand. Kasi konti nga lang yung nagko-compete na magaling na or innovative na link builders sa buong mundo. So, etong path na to, parang yung focus ng link building para i-build yung domain authority ng website. At pag mas mataas yung domain authority ng website, mas traffic since isa sa mga importanteng metrics na pinapalo, isa sa mga importanteng metrics na ginagamit Google para to determine kung ano mga websites yung dapat nag-rank. Ito yung pinagdadaro ako ngayon na process. So, madali lang siya. Lalo na kung medyo nag-aaral na kayo ng SEO. Basically, it's just finding the top pages of, identifying the top pages on your website. Like from, analytics ko ng blog ko. Nag-analytics bar or search console. So, basically, yung website ko, it is viewed by 2 pages na. I have 100 plus blog posts. Pero dalawang page ko lang talaga ito makakakita kung ano maraming traffic. So, na-realize ko, but di ko kaya i-try na gumawa pa ng mas maraming ganong traffic page para mas maraming traffic. So, trinay ko siyang i-apply. So, I tried applying it on some of our clients' websites. And so basically, the third factor of success is about making the most out of what you already have. It's not more, since the most popular way to really succeed in SEO is building pages, focusing on content marketing, blogging, just to earn new traffic through new keywords. But on this particular process, what I decided to do was to just identify a few pages of the site that's organically earning conversions through search and specifically optimizing them to rank for more keyword variants. Like from this sample, one of my pages ranking for SEO strategies and also ranking for online marketing strategies, internet marketing strategies, and a lot more. And this way, it's easier to attract or earn new links, knowing that link building is very important in SEO. Since I rank for a lot of transactional, informational queries, I get a lot of natural links. And these days, what I'm exploring more on is owning the rank zero. I'm sure many of you use Google, right?
Yeah.
So, well, these days they display this types of results, rich native results, and they call it Google Answer Box. And so, with the current process that I'm building, it's actually a primitive one since I don't use a lot of tools except for Google Analytics and just Search Console. So what I'm doing, some of our guys is I just review the top 20 pages of their websites, and then from there, I also try to check what their top competitors are doing, especially for each page and query that they're retargeting. And from there, I also set realistic goals. If we can do better than what the competitors are already doing. Ang hirap mag-English na pag hindi nakapag-practice. Kasi, dapat ko kasi pag mag-practice. Pero, ayun. So, how can we get there? If you can answer that specific question, you know how to get there, it's easier. Although, well, of course, in this types of campaigns, especially if you're working on larger websites, it takes a lot of budget from your client. So, if you're thinking of doing SEO as a career, some of the ideas or some of the tips that I'll be sharing later on in this presentation may actually help you earn more as a consultant. Since from this process alone, I charge around $200 per hour for 2 side clients, just doing all of the tips that I'll be sharing here. And yes, so basically the principle of this process is to update or optimize your top 20 pages to compete. I mean, so I don't know, mabilis now. So the first tip is, are you guys familiar with page titles?
Yes.
Or SEO? So basically it's the one that you see on the most prominent element of a listing on a search result that you'll see. And well, for this one, it's pretty basic. So you just have to optimize it for click-through rate. Use your primary keywords. And it's also important to align your content with the titles to match the searcher intent. What this means is if you have a page that is entitled Ultimate Guide for Link Building, you have to make sure that your content is really doing justice on shit. Pero sige. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Isa pa na madalas kong na-miss out dati is to compare titles with competitors. Before I just include the primary keywords, secondary keywords, make it more enticing for people to click. But I didn't really check on what my competitors are doing with their title tags. So this can also help you earn more clicks if your mindset on optimizing your title tags is uh, optimizing for click-through rate. The second one is using LSI and secondary keywords and placing them on the most important elements of your websites, webpage, I mean, for on-page SEO. So basically, you'll have secondary keywords that from my first example, it's uh, well, my primary keyword here is online marketing and SEO strategies. And my secondary keywords are, well, just advanced online marketing strategies. And I'm also targeting tactics, techniques, other keyword variants. And so,
Gadget tutorials, tactics, and techniques.
basta, in case you lang ito, tsaka sa content, headings. Also, I use this tool. It's a free tool. If you want to know more about semantic web or related terms. This is very simple. Semantic related terms are basically just synonyms that for that. Most probably Google will want to see other related terms within your content, like credit, loans, just for them to just for them to better understand what your content is about. Three is the ability for writers. Right now, people don't really read stuff on the web. Personally, I don't read stuff on the web. I just scan. So optimize your content for screen readers. Use shorter sentences. Break your content into shorter paragraphs. Use shorter sentences. Also, the most interesting parts of your content, like quotes, it's important to highlight them just to improve the user experience and just to make sure that you're really making your visitors stay longer on your website. And this is actually my favorite part when optimizing content. Overtaking with unexpected hooks. This is just providing unique value by including ideas or other content elements that the readers will really find elsewhere. It's kind of difficult when you're starting, but if you really know what your industry is, or you know things about how things work in your space, I think it's more easy to come up with ideas that other blogs or publishers haven't really covered yet. Well, in my case, I tried doing this through creating my own case studies, coming up with a few strategies that are actually based from several publishers, but I'm just mixing them and I come up with something from there. Another important principle to approach is to focus on educating and providing something useful to your actual users. This is a sample from one of our clients. They have this HTML cheat sheet. And well, these types of content could really drive a lot of organic traffic and links to their website, especially if they're actively promoting it by social media or manual outreach. And another thing that we usually do is we try to explore and learn from other verticals. Like from this one, it's a checklist from an insurance site. It's just a simple text-based checklist. And since we're in the content marketing, digital marketing space, most of the content producers in our space are really integrating a lot of interactive content within their text-based content. So why not apply those kinds of approach for content development in other or maybe on their clients' space? And for e-commerce product pages, you can also apply this very same principle by simply educating your target consumers by simply adding quick buyer guides or did you know or a contact session for the product. And also what we do these days is we try to learn and replicate other successful linkable assets from other successful campaigns. And we try to design our content specifically for educators. Actually, we get links from so now we try to get links from WD sites like from Stanford, from
Cornell.
yeah. And I don't know, maybe 20% of our our LinkedIn efforts are focused on this particular activity. We try to reach out to educators or educational websites and promote our content assets. And we also try to learn from other sites who have successfully done this in the past, especially on how they approach the content and what makes them entice educators to link to them. Content then. Since the length of your content is also important these days, it's considered a ranking signal. Backlink on Centers did a research study earlier this year, I think. And well, they mentioned that the average Google first page is over page 1,000 plus words. Many try to abuse this particular tactic, and they tend to forget that what's more important is their content, but the information that you're what
The richness of the content.
Saka Wikipedia. Siguro naman nag-Wikipedia ako, di ba? Sobrang grabe yung content nila, di ba? Yes, yeah. Nasa iyo ako. Ayun. Yung search results yan, papakita lang kasi ng dates. Isa rin yan sa mga factors ano consider ng actual searcher. Na if your post was published back in 2014, I'd rather choose to click on this one since it's so getting back here. So kung meron kang pages or yung client na may mga pages naman yung interest, i-update niya. I-update niya. So nakakatulong yun sa particularly sa click-through. TLDR. most of the time TLDR is placed at the bottom of the post. But I tried exploring a few other options, like why not uh, place it above the hole, just to satisfy searchers who are looking for instant answers. And this approach can also help you with optimizing for Google Answer box, like this one. And there are three types of rich snippets like this. You can display as list or tables. And I have and 15% of queries globally display these types of snippets, and 60% are from are the form of paragraphs, 60% in tables, 20% in lists. So this is my very simple process for optimizing your pages to show up in those rich snippets. So I use Google Search Console just to identify the queries that display Google Answer boxes. Then from there, once I know what keywords, what queries are displaying these types of results, I restructure the key sections of my client's content just to match the type of answer box results. And then, of course, these are just a few pointers. Actually, from my personal experience, these are the things that I realized that can really help you when you decide to move on with the you just have to provide logical and the most accurate answers to those queries, and provide the best definition to what is queries. And so I've been doing this for the past few weeks, and I've seen a lot of weak paragraph snippets, and we actually sold around 4 rich snippets a few weeks ago.
Nice. Wow.
And you can also create data-driven tables to still with these rich snippets, like from this one. Although this one is how to, but there are this type of stuff like a list of top companies. Yeah, top company. Well, we have the next well, basically, you just have to reoptimize your list by including a table like this one. And lastly, you can also get more ideas from this option that Google also display. People ask. Another one is structured data markups. I'm not sure if you guys have heard this one. Well, it's actually very simple if you just use this tool from Google. And Neil Patel wrote a guide that's really easy to follow. You can just see this one. I'll tweet this. I'll tweet a link, a download link for this presentation later. So you can just read these resources. Well, this was very important. Especially when you're trying to engage your visitors, especially for e-commerce sites, product pages. You can add size charts, and for blog posts, you can build infographics or infographic versions of your text-based documents just to make it more engaging or more shareable. Another one is to link out and mention other entities within your works because it can help you promote your content. And Google also considers this as a ranking factor when you link out to credible sources. And yes, we also collaborate with other brands. We co-create content and we also co-market content assets like infographics. Internal linking. Have you ever said links?
Yeah.
Internal linking. Actually, this kind of so when you have a website, so let's say you have a 100-page website and you only have 20 pages that you really want to focus on optimizing. Well, the rest can help and support your top 20 pages by internally linking them, especially contextually linking out to them, meaning linking out your top 20 pages within your content. Also, lessening the number of clicks assets from your homepage can also help with accessibility of those pages. Search rankings as well. Deadline conversions. I'll explain that. Dwell time is is the activity of users on your website coming from search. So let's say you're on Google, you search something, you click on a page, then you stay longer on the site. It's positive dwell time or score for your website. So a few things on how your site's dwell time is. Well, the first one is to include a call to action on your content. If you're selling products or if you're offering services, or let's say you're providing free books, you can include those as a call to action at the bottom of your content. The other, as long as it's visible to your visitors. You can also improve that time by establishing your authority by exemplifying how trustworthy you are through social proof or trust badges like this. And also including related links to your other works and also boost dwell time. And also encourage social sharing. Well, this sample is from Kenneth CTL's website. Their site is really fast. And if you're looking to speed up your website, you can just check on this link. Well, this one is the one I followed when I started optimizing my site for site speed. And building links. I'm sure if you're gonna more on, a lot of people will be talking about this one. It's really important, especially these days. It's one of the most important factors of this one is what I'm currently testing. I don't have any assistance about this one yet. But we're building a team for some of our clients' languages. Although this one only works for publishers, like news sites, blogs, or content-heavy websites. Putting a new page that's specifically targeting mobile users. And if you're interested to learn more about this, you can just read on this one. And that's it. I'm business in the
May mga tanong pa kayo.
Question.
Question. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Our question is, another 90%, so, here. Are impressions the same as page views? No.
Actually, medyo. Pero depende sa kung anong ginagamit mo natin. Impressions kasi ginagamit siya natin sa Facebook marketing, Facebook ads, saka PPC. Tapos yung page views, Google Analytics. Pero both na page views ng... Pero yung pinag kasi page views, pwedeng hindi unique users. Pwedeng pinisip mong content na yun, pinakount na yung...
I can try to explain. So I'll try to explain it in this terms. An impression is the number of times Google presents your website as a result. So that's what it is. So in PPC, it's the number of times Google presented the ad and the number of times people saw the ad. And in Facebook, it's the same, but and the number of times they put. So it's how many people saw the ad, or in organic, in SEO, the search result. The page view is how many times the server loaded the page for someone. So it's how many users access the page, but it's not a count of the users, it's just the number of count. The server served that specific page to a specific user. So they're different. One happens inside your website, one happens outside your website. Why are impressions important? Because you want to figure out what Google understands contextually about the website. One of the best ways to pick out where your what starting keywords you should have is, let's say you start to do a fashion blog.
Alam nila na hindi worthy yung mga content or sites. So medyo hindi na nila binavalue. Yun sila nag-assign ng value sa links na masyado. Tapos meron mga iba na nag-work talaga yung links. So sa question mo, kung ano yung mas important. Kasi yung importante talaga ay yung nag-review ng users. Na-encourage yung users dahil sa title mo. And yun yung first thing na makita nila sa search results. Tinik nila. Pero hindi nila gusto yung content mo. Nag-access nila. So, medyo may negative effect sa rankings. No? Hindi siya nakakatulong. Kaya napakaganda ng tag mo kung anong content.
So,
Pero,
equal ang
kailangan perfectly complement pareho. Dapat parang maganda, para mag-work well sa SEO. Sobrang ganda ng content mo, pero hindi nakapagod ng parang search kasi hindi optimize sa target mo na audience.
go.
Does Google penalize duplicate content?
Yeah.
And what type of punishment you have?
Yung sulit na rin, kasi yung panda penguin, re-penguin. So, let's say, may duplicate content ka, tapos bumaba yung rankings mo. Pagka links mo siya ngayon, mga a few weeks later, makikita mo agad yung changes. Sometimes days.
Mababawi na.
Mababawi na rankings agad. Unlike before, na pagka na-penalize ka, pagka-apply ka na next refresh na next update, ngayon lead time na siya. Next time na makro na ma-index yung page mo, alam na ni Google yung kanya nag-calculate na, okay, binago na yung wala na duplicate. Balik na sa stars.
Wala na yung page rank.
May page rank pa, pero hindi na lang sa Google. Wala na external na page rank.
Wala na yung hindi na niya pinabasa.
So, what Google does is we start publishing copies of our page rank. So they keep the tool or the metric internal. So any changes to the metric itself is not published.
Can I answer that? So I'll go back to PageRank first. Google still uses PageRank as one of the ranking factors and what makes them unique from all the other search engines because they built that metric in 1998. Everybody has their own version. With HRS, with research tools, these are third-party tools. Like Google, they index the web. They make a copy of the whole internet. And they try to approximate what PageRank is, but they call it by different names, right? Because PageRank is named after Larry Page, and you can't really use that. They trademark that. So for Moz, they use page authority and domain authority as their authority metrics. For Majestic, they use trust flow and citation flow. For link research tools, they use the center trust and center power. They're not good indicators per se of what their page rank is. You still need to take a look at what Google's last capture of your page rank was in February of 2014 because they stopped updating the public database for what the page rank of your website is. So you take a look at your last page rank, and then you take a look at your Moz PANDA, if that's the tool that you're using, and then you take a look from your page authority and domain authority from Feb 2014 to current. Did it go up? If it went up, it stands to reason that your page rank also went up within the period. But you'll never know what you score now at 0 to 10. You can't. Google doesn't update it anymore. You had another question about duplicate content and penalties. So just for the SEOs in the room, I think it's important to appreciate, and Glenn mentioned this in the last conversation. It is incredibly difficult to get a penalty. It is incredibly difficult to get a penalty. It doesn't just happen just like that. So you want to be wary of SEO to tell you, oh my God, duplicate content. There's a duplicate of your homepage content inside a business listing you own. Google penalizes duplicate content for the purposes of the DMCA, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, meaning you created content for the sake of either mass producing it or you stole it from someone, right? So before the Panda came out in February 2011, a lot of webmasters made a lot of money by mass producing specific websites. So take, for example, Vice Dentists. Dentist websites using 4 WordPress themes, but they would have all the same content. So what Google says is, if you really build for the user, you should care enough to create original content for your audience, right? If you're a dentist in New York, what are the chances that the needs of your audience are the same as a dentist in California? And what are the chances that your dental requirements are the same as people in Florida? People in Florida, there are a lot of retirees there. It is nice, warm, arthritis doesn't hit you in as many months of the year. California, a lot of people probably be for vanity. For New York, a lot of people probably be for practical needs because people in New York don't have time. So what Google says is if you care about your audience, you craft your content based off of what the audience requires. If you're stealing somebody else's content, sharing content from somebody else, then you get penalized. So take it from us, we tried to black hat, well, no, actually, we tried to negative SEO 7 times, our own properties, they never got penalized. So Google is smart when it knows that someone's trying to deliberately sabotage a specific brand or not. And the other is it's incredibly difficult to get a penalty. It is incredibly difficult to get a penalty. You have to do a lot of dumb things to get penalized. Okay?
So for the
Wow, we got a lot.
so we're relying on the patient quarantine as a there is no yeah.
No follow experience.
Oh,
Of broken to feel. We're doing and more research.
Let's start with 30% of our athletes are also broken, especially with the amount of contact assets. I think this question kasi aside from my find good
Any more?
a lot.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Okay. We'll go.
now, we're gonna start focusing on not using customizing for involving users, whatever like that. Pero even if you have these general guidelines, these general ideas about how things work, you also have to consider there's still going to change. Yeah, you want to make sure that forecast. You know, this, so, but these are what are best bets.
Um,
uh, email marketing, marketing practice. Isa na talaga yung target, mag-build ng trust. And the more na trustworthy yung brand mo, kahit saan pa nila mahanap, refer na nila sa mga brands nila, or next time na mag-visit na sa mga makikita nila. Ano nila nabibigay sila. Na mag-kilala nila, saan yung gawa sa brand. So, SEO isang part ng talaga. Pero, magkalaga din ng SEO ngayon kasi metrics. Mostly, ano na parang social signal. Sure na maraming shares. Basic, maraming nag-like sa kanya. So, or or whatever. Mas ikaw kasi doon ni Google na. Or siguro sa high rank future, nasa exposure ko. Kumbaga, mas madaling makapag siya. Kasi hindi naman sa fashion. Yung parang for kong SEO. So, hindi social ka, nasa kasi powerhouse na.
Z, can I answer that from Itamar's tolerance for years was particularly 100 people can add result versus organic result. And over 70% will always claim organic results. 64% of people will get. Ever since they moved mobile internet, they made it at green, the tolerance from like 40%. So anticipates Google, for example, will try to keep users with when it can, meaning by just if it thinks you're looking for a snippet of information, the snippet of information without having to leave the search engine. That's what it will want you to do. It will try to find more pieces of information and present thing, for SEOs. Our problem is, whether we like it or not, organic will get pushed down more and more and more and more and more. So you need to figure out what you need to do to get into the answer box. What you need to do to get your establishment in a knowledge graph, in an answer box, in a carousel, inside the blended result. So it's not just about density, because all of those will get you nicely on the organic listing. But it won't get you a knowledge graph, and it won't get you a blended result, an answer box, and you have to figure that out too. You have to find a way for your website to present the information, the search engine in such a way, and understand when Google enriches the search results, Google does not produce content, right? They're not a content farm. That's not their business. Their business is not to produce content on the web. Their business is to give you the most useful information that's found on the web. Your content, your result to a user, if it cannot comprehend your content, right? And so making your content more comprehensible, the more the search console, or you use the search console, whether you use the data highlighter or not, whether you mark up in micro format, you use schema or not, tells the search engine, or you give the search engine a signal about how easy or difficult it is to comprehend your content. The easier it is for you to present your content, the easier Google presents your content to a user inside the search. Does that make sense? Okay. And that's from the Mark people.
Okay, our last question in the back.
Magandang gabi po, sir. Okay, so first off, I'm a recent graduate of BSBA major in marketing management, and this is something really new to me because, yeah, I know about the traditional marketing, the 4 Ps, the marketing strategies, strategic marketing, 16 months. Those are classroom based, but this is actually out of the classroom to be said. So I have 3 questions for you, sir, and please forgive me, I might take up your time. The first question is, what really is SEO? Or search engines. Of course, we know about that. Many college students are actually have some search engines. They're actually paying for that. Okay.
That's a good call.
But that's the truth. Okay. I don't have a firm grasp of FE. This is out of the classroom context. Okay, so the next question, sir. Sirs, are there prerequisites for you to practice SEO? Per se, for example, do you need to be a web developer first, or a web maker, or a writer for you to practice SEO? Okay, so my last question, sir. What are the specific skill sets or a set of skills that you need for you to practice SEO expertly?
Okay, so if you had to put SEO in layman's terms, what would it be? Number 2 is what do you requisite? Like, do you have to be a web developer first, or do you have to be a HRM student and say, I want to be an SEO specialist? And then number 3 is the skill set you need if there aren't any prerequisites per se, like a specific prerequisite. Yeah.
Jimmy, So the first question is, what's SEO? Like in layman's terms. It's the art of creating great content on the web. And art is making the search engine understand that content is great. That's all it is. It's about creating a great site, great content, and making the search engine understand that you created great content for users. That's all. In terms of what background you need, there are two backgrounds that give you a very specific advantage when it comes to SEO. If you're a comp sci graduate or if you're a writer. Oddly enough, some of the best SEOs that have come from TrueLogic were journalism graduates. But that's because content is the single most powerful ranking factor out of over 200 search metrics. Why do you need comp sci? Because if you understand JavaScript, HTML, CSS, you're your site loads fast, then you don't want to hide your content, and that you have micro formats that fit the search engine. Like, take for example, I can plot people's street address, I can plot people's address, I can plot people's phone number. If you have those codes, search engine comprehends that that piece of text is a phone number, that that piece of text is an address. You don't even need to indicate the volume anywhere on your website, but equal equals Google will place you on the map because it comprehends the. So, skill set, you'll need to learn some code, you'll need to produce great content, but overall, it's not a specific skill set that you need. You need a specific trait. It's called curiosity. Because the day you stop being curious is the day you should stop being an SEO. There's no degree that advantage. I hope this will better. Luck.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Actually, isa na mga pinaka-problema ko talaga, ever since nag-start ako mag-focus yung kasi kay tagal ko kasi nag-start ako mag-consultant, start din ako pinaka. Tapos, hindi ko talaga siya natulang mag-basis ng time kasi gano'n. Parang sanay lang ako na soloista. Sure. Pero siguro, para sa akin kung ano yung SEO, kung i-explain ko siya sa magulang ko, pinapadali namin yung buhay ng mga searchers. So, siya na hindi sa viewers, hindi nila alam yung produkto na hinahanap talaga nila. So, minsan gumagamit sila ng keywords or minsan may gusto nyo pero hindi nila alam yung eksaktong terms na gagamitan. So, minsan, utal-utal pa yung keywords, diba? Pero, siguro, yun yung ang tingin ko, malilito ba yung nanay gusto ng ganun explanation? Pero yun talaga yun. So, napaganda lang natin yung parang ganun na lang ako.
Yung prerequisite, no may prerequisite ba talaga? Like, right now, he's a marketing, BSc marketing.
That's true. 7 years of life. Counter-Strike. That's true. Counter-Strike is a must.
Never did, pwede na.
Pwede na rin.
Why?
Pwede na rin competitive talaga. Tsaka ano na rin, ako importante. Tsaka, yung sa skills naman kasi isa na talaga yung skills na talaga. Kasi lahat kasi nabubugit. Kung may isang matutunan, coding, pagsusunod.
Pero kung wala na yung ako doon, email. Email.
Yeah.
Ano nag-yahoo?